When did I have time?
Oh, we are recording. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are graced by the presence of the Ninos tonight, and they're going to share with us some amazing tips on social media with their social media presence and hopefully a little tidbit about your guys' story, because you guys have an amazing story. Something that I feel is like super inspirational. So with that being said, you guys have the floor. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. So just for the recording and all that, and people that don't know us, we are the Ninos. I'm Johnny, and this is Dee. We live in Emmett, Idaho. We're about 20 minutes away from home office. We are star directors currently. We've been with Scentsy since 2016, 5 years this year. It's pretty cool. I remember when we first joined, I was like, let's see if we can make it to like 5 months. Here we are almost 5 years later, so that's pretty incredible. And to start off, we're going to start off with like a little bit of our story.
It's a long story, so we'll just do a snippet, sneak peek.
We'll just
snippet.
do since we've been with Scentsy. So since we've been with Scentsy, we have grown we went from a family of what, 5, 6?
Yep.
Yeah, we're now a family of 13 kids and 5 adults in the house. That's a lot of excuses right there. Let's just throw that out there. During our time with Scentsy, we had her grandma living with us who passed away
In our house.
Yeah, last December. And then my mom lived with us and she passed away, and this coming March will be 2 years ago. We went through adoption. We've gone through terminating rights of parents. We've gone through getting guardianship of our second grader's best friend. That's kind of funny. And then we have my sister's kids and dealing with that. So we have like a bunch of excuses since starting Scentsy. Excuses and reasons that a lot of people would have been like, I'm throwing in the towel and quitting this business because I need to focus on life. And we feel like we are able to preach on excuse busting because we definitely have busted some excuses. So yeah, we've been through a lot since our Scentsy journey, but I think through all of that, it's pushed us even harder to dive into our business because we've accomplished a lot on our business, like the business side of things. We earned, I think we did sensational start level 2. We definitely hit shooting star. I think we got that the first day, which is pretty incredible. We did get the cruise all expense paid for 2 to the what was it called?
Mediterranean.
Yeah, there you go, that one. And we turned it down like a bunch of dummies. That was way before COVID and like the last vacation or like anything that, the last cool incentive that Scentsy really had. And we turned it down. So we have like major regrets when we think about that. We just recently earned level 3 of this last incentive. We did another incentive too.
Yeah, and we did the that one where you could earn product kits and stuff.
We
Grow
did that.
Flow.
Yeah,
with the flow.
We earned yeah. So yeah, we've definitely had struggles in life, but we've definitely learned to, like, instead of living on those struggles, I guess, or like dwelling on them, it's like our force to push us further into Scentsy and to keep us busy and motivated and to have something to be proud of throughout all of this chaos that we live in. So yeah, there's a bit of our story. There's a lot more, guys. Like, we can be here for days.
We have more on our YouTube if you want to hear more about like before Scentsy, what brought us to Scentsy. Johnny's a recovered meth addict, and so there's a lot that goes into that that brings us to Scentsy.
Mhm.
But we would like take up all of our time with you guys, and we want to focus on social media. So you can check out the YouTube video that we shared that the rest of our story.
We just wanted to share some of
a little snippet,
some of the crazy and a lot of the good. But anyways, diving into social media, I was never a social media, like, I could not do anything on social media. Like, I would just used it to scroll and like share stupid, funny things, and then joined Sensi, and like it didn't really change. I would post something and I'd get zero interaction. Like I would get nothing. And I would use like all the marketing stuff that Sensi had for us and all the flyers that everybody else was doing. And those were my days of like copying and pasting like whatever everybody else was, you know, had on their statuses. So it was just repetitive. And it wasn't authentic to me. So I sucked at social media when we first started, but she has always been pretty good at marketing and all this stuff and connecting and engaging her like audience. And I used to sit back and be like, dude, you can post the same picture that I post. It wouldn't be the same wording. But and she'd get like so much interaction and so much out of it, and she'd get sales or recruits off of her stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, first of all, I'm not trying to sell her people. I'm just sharing. And she would post a picture that I would post, but her wording would be different. It'd be authentic. It'd be her. And she'd have her slang, and, you know, people who really knew her felt like they were like listening to her talk as she talked about whatever she was posting about. And so I tried it, and instead of doing the copy and paste, and like, I just started posting and just showing a little bit more me through my posting and sharing the way I would share, not the way my director would share, or, you know, no more copying and pasting. And it changed dramatically when I started putting myself into my posts and being me in my social media and not trying to be like everybody else. When I set myself apart, that's when like people started engaging. That's when people started like asking questions, and you know, it wasn't like a flop like it used to be. So I honestly truly do believe that in your social media, like, you have to be authentic to yourself. You cannot be like Nelly. Like, you can't take Nelly's stuff and post it, and like, because your audience, your people are going to know, especially if they know you personally. They're going to be like, that's not how she talks. She does not use that word in real life. Why is she posting it on social media? Like, you know what I mean? So they're going to know, and they're not going to be interested because they know that it's not you. It's not authentic. So if you want to borrow some picture from somebody else, borrow the picture, but just make sure that your wording, it's your own. It's you. It's how you would talk. It's, you know, and if you're going to copy and paste, go through that sucker and, you know, add some of those words that you like say in real life, or like delete some of the things where you're like, I would never say that kind of stuff. You know, you got to go through and make it you. That way your audience knows, because if you're just doing the copy and paste, like, they can tell, and they're going to be like, I don't want to support that. You know what I mean? Because it's not really authentic. It doesn't really seem real. It seems generic. Like, that's what the last person posted. So I really believe that the more you are authentic, and the more you just show the real you on, you know, through your posts and sharing, you're going to have a huge like difference in your following and the way people engage, because they're going to feel like they're actually talking to you instead of just trying to, you know, you get a sell from somebody.
Another thing that we've learned is with flyers. I used to love, you know, getting all those flyers out of the flyer groups. And they're great. And people take a lot of time and a lot of effort to create those flyers, but people don't want to see those flyers. As hard as that is to swallow, and as hard as that is to take, because some of you may even make some of those flyers. But I've just learned that nobody interacts with them. It's just a lot of busy on your page that they're not going to pay attention to. So what I have learned, and what's worked for us, now this doesn't work for everybody. You know, some people, the flyers do work, and that's okay. We have just learned that they don't work for us. And we have learned that if you're posting like a picture of your warmer in your house, maybe it's not your warmer in your house, you took the picture from somebody else, but it's just a real life photo, and you put that on your social media, even if it's just the picture, it's going to raise questions and things like that. People are going to ask like, oh my gosh, where did you get that stand that your warmer's on? Or, oh, you know, whatever. Even if it's not exactly about the warmer, they're engaging, they're boosting your algorithms. And that's extremely important, right? When you have, that makes it seen in other threads and things like that. So it's important that you're, you know, getting people to engage with your photos, and not just a flyer that has a bunch of nonsense and a bunch of busyness and a bunch of prices, and people do not pay attention to that.
It's just too much all at once.
Yeah. And so another thing is, you can make cute flyers that just have like one basic picture and a quote or something, because then it's cute, right? It's original, it's cute, it's not busy, it's still gonna get interaction, and it's not selling something, it's sharing something. You're sharing a product, you're sharing a warmer, you're sharing your Sensi, whatever that may be, but you're sharing instead of selling. So it's going to again, not only boost your algorithm, which makes your social media seen in other areas, but it's going to get people's attention and cause them to ask questions. Another thing is Instagram. When you're posting an Instagram, make sure you're using your stories, make sure you're hashtagging things. And something we have learned is to find people on social media, on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, to help you to follow each other. So it could be, you could find someone from like Plexus and you like their stuff and they like your stuff. So you help each other by giving each other likes, or when you post a story, they post a story, you love it, and then they love your story. That is making you appear in other areas. And so your social media platform is going to be seen on like people you may know, or you know, with the hashtags that you post, Scentsy Life or Warmer or Wickless or whatever you're hashtagging. As people help you, it's going to be seen in other places, so people will be drawn to your page to get followers and things like that. So that's extremely important, to make sure that you are engaging in that way. And you can find lots of amazing people on Instagram that are willing to do that, because you're helping their business and they're helping yours. It could be your hairstylist, it could be whomever, you know, that wants followers and wants
There's
likes.
a specific hashtag for that, and I'm gonna have to go and look for it, because there's a specific hashtag on Instagram where you search it and you find other entrepreneurs, and this is what they do to help each other out. And it's literally, it could literally almost be like a group of 20 of you guys, and they'll help you. So, and it really boosts you in the algorithm. So I'll have to look that up to share that, because I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, you're fine. And then another thing, like he was going off what he was saying, is just being authentic in yourself and sharing. We are very transparent on social media. And so that is what people can connect with us. We share the struggles and we share the good times, and we share that. Now, we've thought of getting off social media and doing the old school way, but for right now, social media is a huge platform that can make you a lot of money, because you have a lot of connections. Use your social media to build relationships. I join groups like Moms of Idaho, or moms that stay home, or moms of littles, or moms of large families. And I join those groups and I make connections and I build relationships and I make friends. Now, not going in it just for a sale, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be your friend so I can get a sale. No, so that I can be transparent and I can build friends and relationships. And again, I'm not going to sell to them. I'm going to share on my social media and they're going to ask me about it. It happens all the time. We have a gal that's been watching us, and she just recently joined because of it. By a post that we had said, and she's watching that. You never know who's watching your social media, so be careful what you post, be careful what you share, and just know that you're planting seeds by everything that you put on there, whether you're sowing the seeds now or later. It will come to fruition when they're when they reach out to you and ask those questions. So, use your social media wisely and make sure that you are engaging and building relationships and really using that platform, because it's a free platform that we've got to, connect with people and change people's lives. Truly.
Yeah, we've met people off of Instagram. A lady in Montana, she says she searched Scentsy, whatever it was that she searched, and she literally went through all of these people's profiles and like studied each person, and she said that she chose us because of we shared literally the good, the bad, and Scentsy. She was like, your page wasn't just straight Scentsy, like it was here's Scentsy, and then here's like a post of your kids or something that you went through, something you achieved, and then Scentsy again, and then back to life, good, bad, a little bit of more Scentsy. She was like, that's why I chose you guys, because you guys were sharing your Scentsy, but at the same time, you're sharing your life. You're letting people know that you're actually real people that have a real life, and you're doing this because it's a passion, and you're sharing that part of your life. And that's what drew her to us. So it was really cool to know, like, oh, it actually does pay off when you do it differently than other people, because people on social media right now, where they just use it just for a sell, and they're not using it to build a relationship, to connect to people. Like, and that's what people want. If you're being you and sharing your own pictures and sharing your story on Facebook and being bold enough to share your story, then people feel connected to you and they're more drawn to you. And so when
And they want to support you.
they really want to support you because they know what you're going through, or they know
your why,
Yeah.
because you're being transparent.
So oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going?
Driving down the road.
I was just driving, and then here came a deer.
It's
Distracted me.
a cute deer.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, being authentic, it's just gonna connect people closer to you, to the real you, and not just a Scentsy consultant. You know what I mean? What are you doing?
How do you see people? I don't see nobody.
Oh, right
Oh, there you go. Oh my
She
God.
wants
I
to see your
couldn't see
faces.
anybody, so I was like talking to this black screen with one of those gray fake men, and it was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, something that we've learned, I really suck at it. I've kind of been pissing people off on social media.
he said piss.
But I really feel like that's just authentic to me, being like me. And like D is very
I don't like pissing people off.
I don't do it if
I like
people
to
get
remain
mad,
neutral.
then people get mad. Like I can't help it that I have, like, whatever. It's a whole different, like, whatever. So she does not post things that will like get debates going. Like,
no.
and literally, if D does post something that's like political or anything, like it can go on for days.
I have 4,000.
Within minutes, it just goes off, and like she's like, well, deleting it because
I
I
have
couldn't even share how I feel.
4,956 friends, and I think 956 of them will comment, and it will be like.
And
this
it's people
biggest
that
thing.
like we don't even like.
I
talk
don't even
to.
know them, and
Anyways,
it's crazy. So
So
I can't post
she
nothing.
hates posting things like that because she doesn't like the negative like interaction. Whereas me, I'm like, it kind of
likes
boosts me in the
it.
algorithm a little bit. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
gonna piss people off today. Not intentionally, but you know what I mean? But like, I do like to be me. Like I do have my own feelings and opinions, and I like to share that with people because I do want people to know me, because regardless of what you believe, regardless of how you feel, what your opinion is on this or that, like whatever, there's gonna be a group of people who don't agree with you, and they're gonna tell you, they're gonna say something regardless if it's, I believe in saving babies' lives. There's going to be about 17 people on your page that are going to be like, oh my gosh, but what about, you know what I mean? So I'm just not afraid anymore to be me, because regardless, somebody's going to not like me because of who I am. And
But then there's those 10
yeah,
to that one that will.
I kind of posted something, and looking back at it, I feel bad, but I posted something about
Oh gosh, don't say. Just don't tell
if
me.
you're from Texas or
Don't
wherever
tell
down there, like I
No.
did not mean this in any kind of way. Like I have a really big heart. My sister lives in Texas, so like I was like, oh, this will be funny. My sister will laugh. So everything's bigger in Texas, right? So my joke was, okay, y'all, yeah, I see everything's bigger in Texas, especially you're whining about this snow. That's all I meant. Literally, bottom of my heart, I swear. That's all I meant, was about the snow. So then I had people going off, and what about the people that are dying? What about kids that are dying? You don't even care about that. People's pipes are bursting in their house, and I'm like I did not mean. I was mind blown that night. Like my friends were attacking me, and I'm like, guys, I not making fun of you guys. Well, okay, whatever. Like I was just saying, like it's like an inch of snow in some of your guys' places, and you guys are just like going crazy. And like I get it, like, it was a really bad joke, and I get it now. Like looking back, I get it, and it was horrible of me to say, but but that's just like my kind of humor. And I had a group of friends that were like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. And people from Texas were like, dude, this is funny. This is legit. What's going on right now? And then there was those people who were like attacking me about it. And I was like, guys, I did not mean that in that kind of way. And you guys are bringing up people that died. And I didn't even know that people were like dying because of like, I felt it was bad on my end. And then it was bad on my friends' end too, to like attack me in that kind of way. So
just be careful what you post on social media.
Yeah, but like I said, like you still want to be you. You still don't want to be like too afraid, like, because you do want your friends to know who you are regardless of whatever. So just know that no matter where you are on whatever topic, there's still going to be those people that think you're bad because of your opinion.
People that won't agree with you, for sure.
So like no matter what, just be you. Don't be afraid to be you. People that love you and want to support you for that, you're going to have those people, and they're going to stick around, and they're going to tell you, I can't people I had messaged me that night and said, Johnny, we know your heart. Don't worry about this. Like, no matter what mean things those people were saying, we knew what you meant and it's fine. Like, we get it. We get you. And that like made me feel like, okay, maybe I was in the wrong.
A little insensitive.
I was a little bit insensitive, very insensitive. Like looking back at it, I feel like a total Richard about it. But like my friends that knew my heart, they were there for me. They were the ones that were reaching out at the end, like, dude, don't worry about what all those mean people were saying to you. Like, it's okay. Just keep being you because that's who we love. And it made me feel better. Like, okay, you know what? It was a really crude joke. Like in the moment, maybe in 5 years it would have been funny, but 5 minutes into the whole like ordeal, it was not funny and people did not like it. So, but like, I just realized that night, like there's still those friends that no matter how crude your humor is, they're gonna love you regardless. They're gonna be there
because they know your heart.
Yeah. So just don't tread lightly.
There's also gonna be people that no matter what, they're gonna hate on you and your business no matter what you post on social media.
I have a cousin actually who does not ever like say anything good about my cousin Elizabeth. She doesn't ever say anything good about anything that we do Scentsy wise. And the minute I say like anything she disagrees with, there she is. And I'm always like, cousin, like I just posted about my Scentsy business 2 posts back. Do you want to go congratulate me on that? Like, how about that? You know, so just know that no matter what, there's gonna be those haters, but like on the other side, you're gonna have that big group of supporters that are like, we freaking love you for who you are. Don't ever change that for the one hater. Okay. So I know I'm not. I know that I can make really crude jokes, but I'm just not gonna post them on Facebook anymore. I'm gonna keep them in my head because that's for their sake. Gosh. I have a really bad sense of humor, and that night I thought it was okay, and I guess it wasn't. So I just know now I'm just not gonna post it. I'm just not gonna post that kind of stuff anymore.
You can post Bernie memes. I mean, those are chill right now. But yeah, so utilize your social media, tread lightly with what you post because you never know who's watching. But again, just know that you will have people that disagree and you will have people that love you. And at the end of the day, you're not, you're doing this business for you. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, make sure you're utilizing your Facebook stories. You can see how many people see that. And I would have been writing down or like keeping track of who's watching when I post Scentsy stuff and then following up with them because they're watching it or they're liking it or they're sending hearts or whatever. So make sure that on Instagram and Facebook, if those are the platforms that you're utilizing, make sure that you're utilizing your stories as well. I know that TikTok, you can't really advertise business. They will shut you down. But you can create cool videos on TikTok to then share on other platforms.
Just don't share them like publicly because TikTok's really against MLMs or whatever.
Yeah. So Johnny does that. He creates cool videos and sends them to people or posts them on other social media platforms, not TikTok.
Another thing, the stories, a really good point that I wanted to bring up before we forgot. Stories. So go through your stories like while you're at lunch or on like a break and you're on social media, like mindlessly scrolling because we all do it. We literally, like if you have Facebook, we all catch ourselves just mindlessly scrolling and then 15 minutes go by and you're like, wow, I did absolutely nothing. So I challenge you guys, the next time you're on Facebook, go through your stories and watch your friends' stories because I guarantee you, you're gonna see friends who you haven't even noticed Facebook automatically unfollowed for you. Because that's what Facebook does. If you don't interact with a friend within like a certain amount of time, Facebook's like, oh, I guess they don't really like each other. Unfollow. And sometimes you even get like deleted, like if you go so long and then you like message your friend like, gosh, you're rude. You deleted me. And they're like, no, I didn't. Like, I thought you deleted me. So just know that Facebook will do that for you. So go through your stories and intentionally like something, heart something, or message them, because then that puts them back into your algorithm, because then Facebook's like, oh, maybe they are friends. Oh, here's their statuses that we haven't been showing you for the last 3 years. And that also engages in conversation, because if Facebook unfollowed them for you, then it probably did the same for them. So they haven't seen anything you've been doing. So maybe they don't even know you still sell Scentsy. And so that can be like a door like to open to like talk about hosting a party or joining, or maybe they just want to legit know how you're doing and why you're still with the business. So message people throughout the day. That people post some funny stuff on, I know I do. I post some weird stuff on my stories. So like message them and like make that conversation. And it's not going to be salesy. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm trying to get a sale. No, you really are messaging them so that you can get to know them and build a relationship. And then hopefully later on down the road, like their interest will be piqued at like selling or, buying something. So I challenge you guys to go through your stories, and you're going to probably see some people that you haven't seen.
Maybe
in a
not
while.
even just stories too. What I was doing today is literally just scrolling through my friends list and messaging people I hadn't heard from. Hey, how's it going? You look great, whatever. Just making small talk, not selling to them, but re-engaging with them so that they start showing up in your feed and you will start showing up in their feed. Go through their Facebook and like a bunch of old posts, and then that will help them pop back in there. And so for me, it's engaging and building relationships and re-engaging and reconnecting with people, so that, like he said, if they don't know you still sell Scentsy, or oh my gosh, I just connected with one lady today and I was like, hey, how was the move? She moved from here to Reno, Sin.
Okay.
And she messaged back. Yeah, she
Nice.
messaged back. She's like, oh my gosh, I love it. Reno's amazing. Hey girl, actually I need some Scentsy for the new place. What's your guys' link? I was just messaging her to ask how the move was, and there, boom, she's going on tonight to order. So, re-engaging and reconnecting with people and really using your social media for relationships and authenticity. I think that's huge. Yeah. And that's something that we can't say enough about. Like we said at the beginning, we share our story constantly and how Scentsy has shaped us. And that's how we get recruits. We just share that it's easy, it's fun. We literally both sit at home and make money doing it. And more so than selling, we build relationships. We make friends. We touch lives, even though we don't intentionally do it. We're inspired by others, and we've gained a family that we never thought we could have because of Scentsy. And it all started with social media.
It's free, so why not take advantage of it? I know people don't like to sell on Facebook or like talk about Scentsy on their Facebook because they want to keep it personal, but you can still share your Scentsy journey because it's personal to you. It's your Scentsy journey. It is your business. Those are your accomplishments. So if you got the monthly sales award and you're not sharing that with your teams or your Facebook, like your customers aren't seeing that. But if they see, hey, I got monthly sales awards and this is because of my amazing customers, then they're going to be like, dang, that's cool. I helped her achieve that.
Yeah.
Like she got that in the month that I ordered from her. That's amazing. That makes me feel good as a customer. So if you're not sharing those achievements with them, like you're really stealing the opportunity from your people, because you never know if one of your very best customers has been watching your Facebook, but they don't know anything about your Scentsy journey. And you've been doing really big things with your Scentsy journey, but you don't like to share it on Facebook because you don't want to seem salesy. What if she did see one post and then she messages you like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was able to do that for you. I want to join. Like, I want to do this with you. Like, that is really cool. Like, you know what I mean? So share that with your customers. I know us, when we turned down that trip, the Mediterranean, I keep forgetting. When we turned it down, our customers were bummed for us. Like, they were literally bummed for us. And then we earned, it wasn't this last incentive. It was another cruise, wasn't it? Yeah, Bahamas. No, yeah, Bermuda. We were supposed to go to Bermuda, and our customers were like excited. They were like, we cannot wait for you guys to get out of that house and away from your kids and be by yourselves and spend time together. And we were like, this is cute. Like, we have like these little old lady customers. They're like, we can't wait for you to have this time. And we're like, this is amazing. And that's from us sharing our story and sharing with them, like, guys, we were dummies and we didn't take that trip, but we just got Bermuda and we're freaking taking it. And then COVID stole it from us. So like, we had them excited. And then when we earned level 3, like a lot of the same people from years ago still remember, like, you guys better take this trip. You better take this trip. Like, you better not cash out if you get if you can get the payout. So like, it's just fun to see like the same people from years ago, they're still with us today, cheering us on and rooting for us to take this dang vacation we still haven't been able to take. So just know there is power in sharing your Scentsy journey. You don't have to share sales. You don't have to share, stuff that you got coming out. It can just be your Scentsy journey, and that will touch the lives of a lot of people. That might even change the way people view MLMs, because I've seen the way a lot of other direct sales people post, and
Or
it's-
their messages, their cold
Oh,
messages,
gosh.
and they just randomly message you, oh girl, I see that you
I
know
think
how to
that's
do
like a
makeup.
class
You'd
for
be so
Osborne.
great.
If you're in
doing makeup."
Osborne books, I'm really sorry, but I've gotten at least like 4 in the last 2 weeks, and it's like the same thing. And I'm like, hey, how's your day?
And yeah, that's huge. I always feel bad, like I don't know what to say, but
Yeah. But
I
literally,
don't
like
shoot
if
up something.
somebody would have asked me, hey, how's your day? How's it going? And then it worked into that, then I would have been like, oh, heck yeah, give me the link. I want to support you.
Yeah.
I want to support whatever you got going on. But when they just message out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, I'm doing fine, by the way. If you wanted to
Seriously.
know.
Or like they don't know anything about you, girl. I totally know that you're great at makeup and la-di-da-di-da. And I'm like, oh, okay, and whatever. They're like, oh, you have kids? Yeah, I have kids. You would know that if you actually knew who I was, but you're just randomly messaging me like, oh, I saw
Yeah.
that you know how to do makeup. Girl, get out of here.
So yeah, just use it wisely.
Do you guys have any questions? I know we try to keep it like a half an hour so we don't bore you, but do you have questions for us or comments, or how are you using social media, or was this helpful at all?
That is Chrissy. It's got like half of your face cut off, so like I couldn't see, so I had to rotate it to see it. Yay. You guys are moving, or you're recently moved, right? Chrissy, was that you? I thought.
Are building a house and
Okay.
just got completed, so it should be soon.
That's awesome.
Hey, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
Yay. So I have some questions.
Okay.
So what would you say to someone who says, I don't have a life, like I don't have anything interesting to share?
It's a lie.
I-
It is a damn lie.
What do you share then? Like I have no idea what to share. Like nothing's
You?
interesting in my life. Yeah.
There is stuff interesting in your life. Everyone has a story to tell, and everyone has a way that people can connect with them, whether it is your love for plants, your love for dogs, your love for your husband, things you like to do.
Like she said, your love for your husband. If you share things like that, like there's gonna be wives out there, they're gonna be like, this girl really loves her husband. I want that energy in my life. And you're gonna make friends like that. Like it can be something that simple, like
You have
sharing.
no idea
Yeah.
who's watching your Facebook, and you have no idea who's going to connect with you and why. Just because the Ninos have some crazy story because they run like a basic orphanage, child slave labor over here. There's just because we have some chaotic story doesn't mean you don't have a story, because ours is so chaotic. You might have a more simpler life. People are going to connect with that. Some people don't connect with us because they're like, oh my gosh, that's a
You guys are a
freaking hot
mess.
mess. Nope. Steer clear of that mess, because no way, no thank you.
Those are gonna be the people that are like, I want the person who says they have nothing to share.
Yes, like I want the person that's just chill. Like, what do you like to do, Nelly? Do you read? Do you knit? Do you sew? Do you color? Do you what do you do?
Seriously, nothing.
You don't do
I
nothing.
honestly
You wake
can't
up in the
think-
morning and nothing.
I honestly can't think of anything like of value that I like. I love watching, because Johnny has been, like, I was just chatting with him a little bit today. Like you had put the peace plant in
Oh yeah.
the water, and that was like mind blowing, because I have the same plant, but it's not doing so hot. So now I have so following that, and like,
Well,
I
there
don't
you go, right there. Share that. Go live on your Facebook or on your stories and be like, oh my gosh, I just learned the coolest thing today. I didn't know that you could, like, what is it, butt chug a plant or whatever the heck it's called. I don't even know.
It is called butt chugging.
Yeah, so like say that, like, oh my gosh, I just learned from my friend today that you can do this to a plant. Does anybody else have a plant that looks like mine? Like, share your plants. And then people will post a picture of their plants in your thread, and there, boom, your algorithm is up. You do have things to share. When you get up in the morning, what is your routine? Do you get coffee? Share that. Having my cup of coffee this morning. Can't wait to start my workday. Having my cup of tea. If it's a freaking glass of water, Nelly, share that you're drinking a dang glass of water, and share that freaking water.
There's ways that you can like share the fact that like you said, you don't really have nothing to share. You can share that in the most funniest way. Like I already envision like a TikTok video where you're like, get up in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, can't wait for my day. Like it's gonna be so exciting. And then like you go to the next scene and you're on a couch and like, just kidding, I do nothing all day. And that's hilarious. People would be like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's my life. I literally do nothing but sit on my couch. I love it. Let's be friends. You know what I mean? So no matter what, like if you really feel like you have nothing to share, then share that. Hey guys, I really feel like I have nothing to share with you guys. And there's going to be some people that are like, gosh, girl, I feel that way too. Like,
Or
what
there's
can we
also
do
going to
about
be
that?
those people that are like, oh my gosh, Nelly, no way. This is what I see from you. This is
Yeah.
how you inspire me. Like, whatever. There's going to be those people because, again, you don't know. You do have value. You do have things to share. Whether you think so right now or not, do some soul searching because you have value and you do bring something to the table that nobody else does because God created us to be different and everybody's different. God gave you things that other people can't do. He gave you qualities and
there's obviously
your story,
something because you're a star director in Cincy and you don't get there by being nothing.
being nothing and doing nothing.
So,
I'm just nothing.
I'm sorry, girl. I don't believe
If I was there, I
don't
would
believe
smack you right
now.
upside your head.
And take your plant so I can save
Exactly.
its life.
I can think of some things for you, Nelly. Like Chrissy said, your kids, like even, driving them to school, picking them up, like just the basic stuff of 4 kids. Like I only have 2 and I couldn't imagine 4, but I couldn't imagine what you guys have either. But like being a realtor's wife, like, what is Matt, supporting him and helping him with his business. And I mean, doing the coaching, doing calls like this, like sharing that you're getting on with us. There's so much, and I'm just gonna keep sending you
and
stuff.
sharing that too, Nelly, sharing that and being authentic. Like, you guys, I'm really struggling right now. I don't feel like I have any value. And someone else may message you like, oh my gosh, girl, I've been in the same season and I'm feeling really down and really low that I don't have anything to bring to the table. And then you connect, you make a friend, or you connect with someone you haven't connected with before, knowing that, oh my gosh, they're struggling with the same thoughts that you are. And you can connect on that level. Or like she said, realtor's wife, hashtag wax realtor's wife, or hashtag smelly realtor's wife, or something cute like that, and just share like, this is how I support my husband while I have my own business. There's so many things that you could do. You just have to search and ask people. If you're struggling, be like, hey, what do you think? Just like she gave you all these examples, people can give you examples and like take it and run with it.
Have you ever
Hashtag
done
smelly
that,
realtor's wife.
that
That's
post?
it.
I think home office had us do it not too long ago, where you post what 3 things come to mind when you think about me, and one can't be Cincy.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I did, but they didn't combat. It was all about like how I am, not like the things. So like plants, I automatically think of you, or makeup, I think of you guys, like
Yeah.
it wasn't very successful. Maybe I need to reword it.
Maybe spend the next month posting things where people could recognize you, branding yourself, where they would recognize you. Like I know Joanna Luna, people know her by her packaging. So her customers know that she has that black and white plaid with the tooling on it. And they know if they see her packages somewhere, they know, oh my gosh, that's a Joanna Luna package or whatever. So brand yourself where people can remember you. People remember us because we have a lot of freaking kids and we're together. Like it's a couple things. So that's how they remember us. That's easy. It's not always easy to find something to brand yourself. Maybe take that realtor's wife thing and run with it, because not only that, there's other consultants that are realtor's wives that would love to connect with you and mentor you, and you could hold each other accountable and whatever, because there's different struggles that everyone faces, and there's someone out there that can connect with you based on those things. Team 4 kids, because not everyone can handle 4 kids. Hashtag team 4 kids, hashtag realtor's wife. Like there's so many things you could do where people could connect with you, and you could show up in different, your algorithms, you could show up in different feeds and things like that, where you're building relationships with people from all over the world based on the fact that you guys are all realtors wives or business owners or team 4 kids, so I think that's huge. I think that you do have value and things to bring to the table, and you can inspire others just by those little things that seem so mundane and nothing to you.
Yeah. We definitely all have something to share with somebody that somebody else can relate to. Like we're not the only one in the world doing what we're doing. There's somebody out there that's struggling with what you're struggling. There's somebody out there that's celebrating, the same things you're celebrating. There's always someone out there for you to relate to. You just have to share that. Like you have to be more open about it and let people know, like, hey guys, I do nothing all day. And people are gonna be like, girl, me too, let's talk. You know what I mean? So just like, even if you start with just sharing, hey guys, I literally do nothing all day. Tell me some things that I can do to fill my day. Like, what are some hobbies that you guys found when you were doing nothing and now you're doing something? So just, I think sharing that would be a good start too.
I
Because
think
I definitely believe.
I think the tricky thing is thinking like, I mean, I do a lot every day. It's just
Mhm.
what's worthy of sharing. Like, really, do people really care about this? You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, I guess, getting really outside of your comfort zone
Yeah.
and sharing just random things and seeing.
It can be like literally like the weirdest things. Like, I just got a brand new vacuum today, and you're gonna have 5 or 6 ladies that are like, a brand new vacuum? What kind? How much was that? Where'd you get it? Like, was it on sale? Because vacuums are a huge thing in a woman's world. So if you post about a vacuum, you're gonna get some engagement about your new vacuum. Even a broom, I promise you, they're gonna want to know where you got this really cool broom that is cooler than theirs, because their grandma passed down theirs and they need a new one. You know what I mean? So no matter what it is or how simple it is, somebody out there is gonna engage. And if you don't get engagement the first few times, like, keep going. Don't let it stop you. It's like we tell our teams, like, no matter how many no's you keep getting, go for the yes. Keep going until you get the yes, because you're gonna get the yes eventually. So, if you're not getting engagement right away, just keep doing it. Keep sharing you, keep being who you are, and people are gonna be attracted to that because they're gonna know that, hey, Nellie's not doing anything probably today. I can probably message her and she's gonna be there and answer me. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that you don't do anything all day, but you know what I mean.
But even Nelly, like, what's for dinner? Like, asking questions.
Mhm.
I just did that. I'm gonna buy an air fryer. What should I get? Oh my God, did everyone have an opinion? Like,
Mhm.
Trying to find things that maybe you're really not in the market for an air fryer or a vacuum or whatever. Like, but try to find some of those like buzz things that are going around social media
Yeah.
and asking for opinions, because then you're getting like that air fryer. Oh my God, like my husband was laughing. He's like, so I guess we're getting one, huh? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know, because there's like 42 gazillion ones out there, but it was people that don't buy from me, and not a
Mhm.
lot of my team message or, said something. It was random people that have just been watching me. So it's like, okay, so now maybe like, Dee was saying that maybe now they'll see more of my posts,
Mhm.
like just random stuff. It doesn't have to be every day, but
Yep.
once a week, find
And
something random.
and within those types of posts, if you're getting engagement from people like that, like, I would even go as far as the next day and saying, hey, thanks for commenting your recommendations for an air fryer. Like, it really helped me narrow it down. Even if you didn't choose the one they recommended, you're messaging them, and they're going to fall back into your algorithm. You guys are going to fall back into your like Facebook lives, and you're going to see each other. So like, I would even go that far, like taking it further than the post and taking it one-on-one. That way you kind of like, and it, like I said, it might even open up that door to where they start asking questions, and they're like, how are you? Like, are you still doing Sensi? And it's like a snowball effect. So I think sharing even what you think is the most simplest thing, there's gonna be people out there who relate. And if, like I said, if you don't get it the first few times, keep going, because you're gonna find people who relate to you eventually. You're gonna find your tribe. There's a tribe just for you. You obviously have it now within your team, but there's another whole tribe outside of your team, of other people that are like, we are just like you. We feel like we do nothing or whatever. Let's make a club.
And we're here for you too. If you have questions, if you need help thinking about stuff like that, I mean, we're kind of creative and off the top of our heads make quirky stuff because we're kind of weirdos. But if you need help, I mean, we're here. So
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so next question. So how do you know what to share in stories or just on your post? Like just posting? Like, what's the difference? Like, what would be something that would be better off sharing as a story versus just posting?
So I would say he posts stories a lot. I post more pictures. I don't really ever post many stories, but when I do stories, it's videos of things. So small clips or snippets of things. When I share pictures, I just share them on my my page. And anything that's super wordy, Like if you're sharing the information about the trip and like, oh my gosh, we won this trip and here's the screenshot of the email, you know, because people like to do that. Don't post that in your stories because it's not gonna, they're gonna not have enough time to read it. So it's kind of pointless, I think.
Yeah.
So I would share the more wordy stuff and just the basic pictures where you're just sharing just on your news feed, and then he will tell you what to share video.
Yeah, and in your stories, you think people aren't watching your stories, and I trust me, when stories first came out on Facebook, I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Nobody's gonna ever use this stuff, and people were using it. And I think I went like the first year and a half of stories being there that I never used it. I never ever used it. And then one day I got curious and I used it, and I cannot tell you how many messages I got that day for my story. And I was like, I'm gonna do this more often. I just got so many people messaging me, people that I haven't talked to in a while, like talking to me because of this dumb story that I posted. So I think in your stories, you are able to share a lot more because it's just a quick snip of like whatever you're doing. It can be, I'm sweeping right now. And literally people either heart it or like it, and they're like, or message you, I'm doing the same thing. How are you doing?
You
know?
can, yeah, you can literally start a little snippet of you brushing your teeth in the morning and people will connect with it and be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I got to see Nellie this morning while she brushed her teeth. Like literally,
Yeah.
I see people
So-
do stuff like that all the time. Making dinner, they'll just sit their phone up there and record video
Mhm.
while they're making dinner and chit chat on the stories and tell about their day. Like,
Ooh, I know when I got into stories, when I first heard of Stacey Behringer, she is a queen, like story queen.
go
Literally
watch her
story queen.
stories. They're
And
pub-
she
they're public.
literally will be driving and she's talking. Yeah, so I was doing this. I had to go to the post office because I had to mail off. And yeah, my teammates, we talked about this. And you know, she's just driving. And people are, I know people are watching her because I'm freaking watching her. Like, I catch myself while I'm supposed to be working and I'm like, oh, Stacey's at the store right now. She's gonna go buy this. And she's like, so what are you doing to work? And I'm like, I'm watching stories right now. So
I'm
if you
learning.
think nobody's watching stories, trust me, we're mindlessly watching your stories, because I catch myself just like, and I turn it up because I want to hear what they're saying or what they're doing, and no matter what it is, like you're gonna catch somebody's attention. So you can post anything in your stories. It doesn't have to be like thought out. It doesn't have to be like this whole laid out like a status, like, you know what I mean? It can just be you putting your slippers on in the morning, getting ready for the day, up for the day, getting ready for this Monday, you know, and you'll probably get a message, hey, good morning, hope you have a great day, you know. So you stories like limitless, you can post whatever in there.
Silly. Your stories only last for 24 hours.
Mhm.
That's my problem.
The
Like it goes away. And so that's why I'm like, but I don't want it to go away.
things that you want to keep and create conversation with, then you want to post them as a post.
Mhm.
If you want to keep conversation going and increase the algorithms, then post it in a post. Like any of your daily struggles with 4 kids, we have a crap ton of struggles. I know you do. It's what the heck are you going to feed them for breakfast? What are you going to do for lunch? When are you going to take them somewhere? Who are you taking where and when? You're a freaking taxi driver. And the struggles that you go through, we all go through too, those of us with 4 or more kids. So post those struggles and say, what are you cooking for dinner tonight? Because nobody eats the same darn thing. How do you guys deal with that? And then you're going to get interaction. Even if you
Mhm.
are like the queen of cooking dinner, who cares? You're not right now. Just post and ask for people's suggestions how to do life with 4 kids
Yeah.
or multiple kids.
Yeah. And I think like a benefit, even though it kind of seems like I'm gonna post this and it's only gonna be there for a day, but I think like a benefit to that is somebody could be on break and they only catch like the first few seconds of your story and then they have to go back, but they're like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch that, like whatever they just said, I need to go back and I need to hear that, and then they go back and the story's gone, so they're like, crap. So then they're gonna message you, hey, I saw your story, I had to go back to work, what was it about? It caught my attention. So I think that that's a really cool benefit too, because you're gonna get those people who are like, I didn't get to see all your story, but I really wanted to, and I couldn't because I went away. So yeah, I think it's scary. Like I don't, there's some stories that I post and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could see this forever, so I highlight it. But then there's some where I'm like, whatever, it's just a story.
Wait a minute, let's highlight.
So at the bottom right corner, there's a little star, and it'll allow you to highlight it, and it'll be on your profile. So there'll be like a little section, like a little row. I think it's right under the little status box. It'll
Okay.
say highlights, and it's just highlight stories that you've put there that you want to have forever for people to see, and they can. even if it's from like a year ago.
So I think I accidentally did that on some stories before and I didn't know how they got there. Can I do that? Like if I post and then I can go back to it and highlight it, or do I have to do it
Mhm.
at the time
Yep.
of posting?
Nope, you can go back and do it.
Okay.
Another cool thing that I've noticed, like I'll forget to highlight things, so I can just go into the little folders or files, whatever you want to call them, that I've already have highlighted that I knew I wanted the story to go into, and it'll show you the archives of your old stories. So you'll be able to go back and search for those and post them if you forget to your highlights.
Okay. So are there multiple, like, can you highlight, like, I've seen that like on Instagram where there's like multiple.
Yep, you can title them, and it could be like, I have ones for plants, I have one for like plant propagation, I have one for Canaan, I have ones for my mom, like things like that. And anytime like I see one that's worthy of highlighting, I'll highlight it and put it into whatever specific folder, topic, whatever you want to call it, that I have there.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so my last question, do you have a business page or Facebook, like a VIP group for your customers? I think I know the answer to that, but I'm curious as to what.
I mean, it's there.
It's lame. Nothing happens in it. Nobody engages. So we've just really been posting. We have a fan page that's run like a page, and then we have a group.
The VIP.
And neither of them, they both pretty much suck.
Yeah. We just use like the business page to like promote LTOs sometimes,
Yeah.
but not even really.
It's something that we actually should write on our calendar and remember to post daily, just so that it's
Mhm.
out there.
Another
even
cool
if people
thing that
don't
I learned that I've kind of been using a little bit more is that if you have a business page, you can post stories to your business page. So if you have following on your business page, like even if you don't post on the actual business page, post in the stories, because people see those stories. Like even if they don't want to, they're gonna come across it, unless they unintentional or like intentionally go and unfollow your stories. They're gonna come across it every single day if you're posting it every single day. Like no matter if they want to or not, when they're scrolling different stories, yours is gonna come across their story feed no matter what. So I thought that was pretty cool that you can post stories to your business page. But our business page feed and our VIP page feed are pretty dead.
Hey, Nellie, if you want to chat about that at some point, I just took a bunch of courses with Steve, and I'm in their social media Lifeline online community as well, and taking courses about VIP group information and what you should post and when and where and how and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So if you want to chat about that, we'll connect.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
I know too, there's like certain times like throughout Facebook where it's like prime time to post. There are certain hours within the day where it doesn't matter what you post, it's gonna get good views and be in the algorithm because of like the flow of like the world and how, I don't know, it's weird. But there are certain times where it's just like, you could post something really ridiculous right now and Facebook's gonna get it out there for you. And then later on that night, you post something really good and something like worthy of like 16 likes, and you're like, I got one. That should have been at least 16. Like, you know what I mean? But my foot picture earlier got 36. What's going on here?
Everybody loves the Nino's feet. Come on now.
Whoa.
Those baby feet. Posting those
Yeah,
baby
those little baby feet. Yeah, I don't, maybe you might have that, like the certain times or whatever, like you just said, maybe you have that for regular Facebook pages, but I think Google too might be able to tell you if you want to, because I don't know. I can't remember what it is. Does anybody else have any more questions?
Don't be shy, you guys. If you have a question, speak up.
It can be
Whoever holds your
anything.
peace.
It can be anything.
You can ask us personal questions too. We like those.
Yeah. We are not shy.
Everyone's so quiet on Zoom calls. I feel like on lives they ask questions because you can't see your face. They just can
Mhm.
type us a question.
And I love Zooms because I can see your faces and put a face to the voice.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
What if you are an online Facebook party and it's dead? your host isn't interacting, everybody in the group is just stagnant. You're lucky if you get 1 or 2 likes. What do you do then?
I honestly let it go. I mean, for me, what is really important is your host coaching ahead of time, so that doesn't happen. I had a Facebook, I do them as groups and not pages now. I used to do like an event, but now I do it as an actual group. And I've had more engagement that way. And I set it up with a whole template so it posts and I don't have to do anything. I just go in and check when they post and what they say, and then I connect with them. But the big thing is host coaching. I did one with a gal states away from me, and she had a goal of what she wanted and she knew what it was going to take to get there. So she engaged, she tagged people, she talked with people, she reached out, shared her link. So it's all about that host coaching, and that's where it's going to start. And if they're not doing it, then whatever, they really didn't want to earn anything and it was a flop, and you take it, you learn, you run with it, you try something new.
Our job as the consultant is like to be the consultant. We're not there to be the host for the host. Like that's their job. If they want to have their Facebook party and they're not participating, then why are you hosting a party? Because you're not really doing much to help host your party. So if they're not doing much, then like she said, let it go. Because if they're not like interested enough to get people to, you know, engage so that their party goes well, then why should you? Like, you know what I mean? I know that you want the PRV and everything, but you don't want to do all the work for like your host. Like your host still has a responsibility as the host. It's their friends and family that they're inviting to this party. It's not your friends and family. So the host coaching and, you know, telling them like there's expectations, you know, as a host, like, you know, you might have to do a little bit of work to get the free and half off items that you want, that you're wanting to earn. Like, I know it's free, but you still got to kind of work for that free stuff. You know what I mean? So like she said, host coaching is huge. What's she need?
She's so hungry.
Oh gosh.
She just ate and she's hungry again. Anyone else have anything? Any comments, questions, concerns?
Concerns.
If you follow Johnny, you might have concerns.
Oh gosh. I promise I'll be good. Ish. Well, guys, thanks for having us on. If you guys need anything ever, don't ever hesitate to reach out. We never leave messages unread. If you guys need anything at all from us, we are here to help you. We don't know how Nelly is about her team. If she's like one of those crazy mama birds that hovers over her people, then maybe talk to her first. But us, we're like, if you connect better with that leader, then please let that person lead you. Like, it is not going to hurt my feelings if you are one less person for me to lead. As bad as that sounds, but it's just like that sometimes.
No, it's
So
true. So true. If they connect more with you, you know,
I'm still making money off of you, whether you're connecting with me or not. So
they might be helping you and teaching you all the things that are making you reach all these goals, but I'm still getting paid off you, so it's okay. And I know that sounds that sounds horrible, but it's true. Like, why struggle with a downline and like go like head like just, you know what I mean? Let them go, and if somebody else is able to lead them, then bless it, let it go. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you guys ever need anything, reach out to us. We are here. We love to we love to connect with anybody. So we're here.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight. We're so blessed by your presence and so much good information. Now I need to apply it, and everybody else that's watching needs to apply this information too. So thank you guys. Have an awesome
anytime.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.